Hello guys, Pablo here. Welcome to this new lesson. In WordPress, when we need to load posts from the database, we'll be using a special class called WP Query. We specify the parameters of our query in this class. For instance, do we need posts to belong to certain categories or not? How do we want our results to be ordered, etc. And what we get as a result is not just an array with all the information of all of our posts, but rather a special object, what's called in WordPress the loop with uppercase, and we need to iterate through this loop in a certain way. And as we retrieve each one of the posts from this loop, we will WordPress will put information on the current post in some global variables, and we will access those global variables called by using functions called template tags. So after you finish watching this video, I recommend you to read the links that I've provided in the code description. So there's an article about WP query, one about the loop, and one about template tags. Let's get started. What we have here is just a filter that will hook onto the content. Before the content is shown to the user, we're going to run this function. And this function is so far empty. Now, what this function will do, it will show at the bottom of our content links to posts that belong to the same category. So I'll just show you what it's going to look like. It'll be just like this. It will of course not show the current post, because you don't want to see the same article below that you're reading already, right? So the first thing we want to check when running this filter is that we only want this to be executed when we're looking at one particular post. In here we are looking at post with ID 13, so we want this to be shown in here, but we don't want this to be shown on our homepage or on any page where we are looking at more than one post at the same time. We are going to use then this method that's available for us to use called isSingularPost. So we check if this is not a singular post page, then we just return the content without modifying it. If we are actually looking at one post at a time, the first thing we'll do is grab the categories of that post. Let's just do that by calling a function called getTheTerms. So we get the terms. This gives us this is basically the current post ID 13 in the example I was showing you in the browser, and what we're grabbing is the category. You can read more about getTheTerms in this link over here. What this will give us is an array with objects for each category, but we want the IDs of each category, because that's what we'll need when we run our query. So I'm just creating another array here called categories IDs, and we'll iterate through these categories, and for each one of the categories we're going to get the ID, and we're going to store it here. So this will actually end up having just the IDs of each one of the categories. Now it's time to run the actual query.